Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this cool little thing is the Parsagi, I think that's how you pronounce it, cordless soldering station. And this one is designed to basically leverage the Milwaukee M18 battery platform. What this thing is just a little snap-on station, uses two contacts, very similar to this USB cover that you can snap on and then get one USB out here. It isn't quite as sophisticated like as this inverter top-off that uses 4 contacts. Milwaukee already makes a soldering iron on their M12 platform. When I look at this, I can see 3 contacts in here. There's the 2 main ones and then one in that upper kind of right corner there. This thing, it's good for what it is. Simple. 2 problems usually. One is it weighs a lot because it does have the battery as part of the tool rather than as a cord somewhere else, and there is no way that you can control the temperature on this thing. But for something that, if you've already got the M12 batteries, this is a decent little tool. It's holding up for most people, although there are some issues. But anyway, this guy sells for about 60 bucks in the Milwaukee platform. There's also a DeWalt and a Makita version, and those sell for about $20 less. So there is that. In fact, a way you might think about it is you could go with a less expensive like the DeWalt one and then pick up a used battery somewhere, and you know, if you're worried about the battery. But I did ask a Milwaukee tech about this. Actually, a guy who fixes Milwaukee tools, doesn't work for Milwaukee. I asked him if you know, some of these aftermarket things that attach to the battery platforms are good or safe, and he said, you know, the reputable ones, whatever that means, yeah, they are good because there's a lot of electronics inside here designed to protect itself, but also, you know, if something's going to go wrong, it's going to probably go wrong right away. I've left this on. I'm not getting any spontaneous discharge, you know, or ghost currents or anything, and it does feel really good. This is it's got a you know, a nice fit and finish to it. And when you turn this thing on, side button here that's got this light. I mean, it's like an OLED screen. I mean, it shocked me. It's a nice looking tool, very fast as far as heating up. This is a T12 tip. You can buy all kinds of replacements and different designs all over the place. This one, you can set the different temperatures. If I put this on here, do it up close maybe so you can see it's obviously melting this solder rapidly. Drip down there, that'll splat. You can actually, let me test it real quick. I've got my Klein meter here, and I can turn this to the temperature. I was comparing it. This is set for 500. You can adjust the temperature, right, you know, to the different temperatures that you might be after. Here's 572. So I'm going to touch my thermocouple here to it and see what am I at for. 539, 552. Get right on the tip there. Hold it a little closer and better contact. So what are we looking at there? Not too bad between the two. Try to get it right on the tip. So you can see 540, it's set at 570, it says it's 572, 565. Wow, well, we're within 5 degrees right there. Look at that, within 2 degrees, so close enough. So being able to calibrate, or not calibrate, although you can calibrate it, being able to set the temperature for, you know, desoldering or soldering, especially in desoldering, you don't want to melt the workpiece, you know, depending on what the board is. So that's handy. If you hold this in, it does go into the menus, and you can see there are all kinds of different menu options here, alarms, protection. This does have the ability to be calibrated. It's got an auto sleep mode, and this is kind of cool. Let me go down to exit here. If I'm here and if this tip just touches this housing here, it automatically puts it into a kind of a wind down sleep mode, keeps it going. As soon as you pick it up, it immediately zips right back up. It's got several different things giving you the temperature it's supposed to go to, the temperature it is, the incoming voltage, how much power it's using, kind of nice. And then this shuts off in 15 minutes, and you can see a countdown timer there. This is actually a pretty solid little holder, which is something I look at instead of just a little twisty piece of wire like some of them. I'll put a link down below. They did send me this. Actually, they talked to me, and I looked it up. I read reviews. I thought about it. I've been looking at something like this, and thought I'd try one of these out, and I'm impressed with it. It does seem to be a solid unit. They are making them for multiple battery platforms. I did experiment with some other battery platforms, or DeWalt in particular, with some lawn and garden type tools, so I know that it's not elusive technology to be able to harness that. But anyway, it's got the ability to run in Fahrenheit or Celsius with a quick twist. Simple, light. You can get other tips for it. This cord feels kind of silicone-y compared to, you know, say a multi-tester cord, you know, that feels plasticky, so that's kind of nice. The ramp up time for the temperature, it's dead on. It's what they say. Just the quality of the feel, or the feel of the quality, you know, I don't have any hesitations. I don't know how long they last, but there's not a lot going on here once you get these things dialed in. And then to have something this fast, this simple. I've also left it on for a while, just to see if I was getting any battery draw, and this is still a full charge. This is only a 5. If you have a 4, even a 3, you could probably get plenty of use out of this thing. I mean, it's just heating that teeny weeny little tip there. But anyway, beautiful little tool for not a lot of money. Honestly, there's a bunch of tools I think Milwaukee should be making, and this would definitely be on that list, as well as a battery jump box. Milwaukee, come on. I've been asking for that for years. One last thing I'll point out, now that I've got it heated up, I probably won't put it on, but I do use these little bolt covers. You can see I've got a bunch of them here. Pick up a pile of them at the hardware store, and I use them on these sharp tips to both protect the tip and protect yourself. This one's still pretty hot, so I'm not gonna put it on. It'll melt, but that's something to think about also. But anyway, there it is. I know a lot of us carry around these old, you know, like this Weller here, just in case, but getting away from that cord, and as well as having, you know, the portability of a small unit, because you're not dragging the cord across your work environment. You can move this around, so you can use it obviously in a lab bench, and if you wanted, you can plug it in too. So there it is. There's a link below to the Milwaukee one. You can see the links to the other 2 battery platforms for less money, and I'll throw in a couple of links just for fun of the different tip assortments that other companies are selling. My guess is a way of the future, stuff like this. And with that, Doc out.